All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time you're through to late night with Chig. Yeah, I know that's slightly different to what I said it was going to be, but I figured, hold on, I have to do a conference reaction and I still got to do a preview. I'll start Eagle Eye tomorrow. But yeah, um, let's talk about it. This is going to be the press conference reaction. Not only the press conference reaction, but I also watched his interview on Arsenal.com. And this was my reaction. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I was quietly impressed. I quite liked several aspects of. And listen, this press conference thing is usually his bag. I'm not going to do it the way Lee does it. I know he goes through line by line on certain things, but to me, I'm just literally going to react to it as someone who watched it and my just general review of it. I liked it. I was impressed. I've just said this in a group chat, and I'll say this again. I remember watching Unai Emery's first press conference video 18 months ago when he first came on board. There was this euphoria about the fact that, oh my gosh, this is a brand new era of Arsenal following on from Arsene Wenger's tenure. And I remember watching that press conference of Unai Emery's, and I thought, that was literally my reaction. I'll be honest, it was my reaction. I was just like, oh, okay. And I just felt nothingness just after his press conference reaction. Whereas with this, I was a bit more like, all right, I see you. And so funny enough, someone on Twitter was just like, you just said, I haven't been this impressed about a press conference since in the last 5 years from an Arsenal manager. Listen, you guys know I've made this very clear this week. If you had any doubt beforehand, this week would have clarified it for you. I didn't want Mikel Arteta. I am still very skeptical about this whole move. And for me to fully accept it, I was purposefully looking for things to help me get used to it. You know, I mean, I won't need any encouragement to get behind the team, but just kind of get used to this idea of Mikel Arteta is our head coach now. He's our head coach. You just got to deal with it. It is what it is. And this was the first step to that, was this press conference. Now, I think a lot of people will point to the fact that he was pretty defensive with regards to Mesut Ozil. I've already had this discussion with a friend of mine. Personally, I don't have a lot of issue with what he said around Mesut Ozil. Not because I want Mesut Ozil to stay. No. In fact, a lot of the reason why I decided to put off Eagle Eye is it almost poo-poos that theory that Mesut Ozil's about to join Fenerbahce, because it seemed like, at least on the face of it, was pretty hopeful that Mesut Ozil would play a big part in his plans. For me personally, I think this is just his way of being as diplomatic as possible. I think you can't go into a new club and rock the boat of the biggest players within that club. What you want to try and do is you want to try and get everybody on side, regardless of what me and you would do. I can guarantee me and you, most of you, would scrap a lot of this team. How realistic that is another question, and there's another debate. To me, is it realistic that we could scrap as many people of the team as I would? No, it probably isn't realistic. So we have to kind of work within the boundaries of what is possible and what isn't possible. With Mesut Ozil, I do feel like the Arsenal board would love to get him off the books. I don't believe that can happen, at least not yet. I do think Mesut Ozil's flirting with the idea potentially of leaving, but obviously from his point of view, and I think people forget this because I think it's been 5 years since Mikel Arteta left. What people forget is Mikel Arteta and Mesut Ozil were quite good friends. I think people forget that. But one thing I did like in the press conference was he kept using the word non-negotiable. Like, he kept using that phrase. It's non-negotiable. It's my way or the highway. It's non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. I was like, okay, I hear you, Mikel. So that tells me that you're not going to come in there, and which was a big fear of mine, be a puppet. Now, I've already had this discussion with Lee because I know Lee thinks the opposite. Lee thinks he will go in there and be a puppet. But actually, to me, I didn't get that vibe from him watching that press conference. I think actually this is a young man who wants to go in there and make an impression, not to his superiors though, to the squad. I think he wants to go in there and send a message to that squad and say, listen, I don't care how inexperienced you think I am. You best believe I am the boss here. And I am prepared to work hard with you. Anyone who is not part of that agenda, you better bounce. You know, very Coach Carter style. I know I like using that reference a lot, but it is very kind of Coach Carter style. When kind of Coach Carter came in, this inexperienced, actually in his case, he was very experienced, but he kind of came in and everyone was like, who the heck is this old dude? And he was like, cool, scrap like two of their best like point scorers and this, that, and the other. And I know you're sat there thinking, Chig, why are you referencing a Hollywood film right now? But that was the thing that I kind of got from him, was like, okay, this guy's going to come in and he's looking to make an impression, is the point I'm making. And I think with a squad with the sort of personalities we do, I think the one thing I did say his biggest challenge would be those players. The fans are fickle. All you got to do is win games, you'll get them on side. The harder task was A, identifying problems, B, winning the respect of those players and stamping your authority on those players. It just so happens that he probably has to do that first, because I figured the identifying problems would be first, because I thought he'd be in charge for the Everton game. He just has to swap the two now. Now we know that he's not going to be in charge of the Everton game, which, again, spoiler alert if you didn't know that. He's going to be watching from the stands for the Everton game. I think he didn't take charge of the training session today, but he has visited and met the players today, I believe, and was just watching them. And obviously he said in the interview that he got a really good energy and vibe from them, and then that coincided with lifting him up. So that's good. He also mentioned something on the lines of, this is off the top of the dome. This is off the top of the dome. I can see why Lee has notes. This is off the top of the dome. I remember he said something along the lines of he remembers watching the game last week. And do you remember when I said, I'm so glad he admitted this. Remember when I said, Arteta looks like he has a look of, what am I about to do, taking over this team? He said that he couldn't help it, that when he was watching the game, he felt so down by how defensively poor we were. He didn't say defensively poor in so many words, but that was essentially what he was getting at. He felt so down. That was the phrase he used, or something to that effect. And he looked like that. He looked like that. Especially if you watch the goal, the third goal go in, right? Everybody in that Man City bench is cheering. Just watch Arteta's face. He looks like, oh shit, what have I done? What have I done? Oh man. From our point of view, I mean, from what else was mentioned as well? I'm trying to remember. He kept saying that he wants to work. He'll give everything to the club. I think the phrase was, every drop of blood he has, he'll give it to the club. He's prepared. He's been preparing for this for a long time. He's ready to take on the challenge. He is prepared to show people the exit door if they're not willing to get on board. And that was kind of something he kept coming back to, working hard and, being part of the team and returning their identity back and all the things that the fans wanted to hear. But actually, to me, the message I got was, listen, I'm coming in here, not with the intention necessarily of rocking the boat, but you're going to know who I am. You are going to work hard. We're going to work for each other. And if you're not prepared to do that, get to stepping. And how can I not like that message? Regardless of if I wanted the man or not, how can I not like that message? But like I said in the title of this video, you can talk the talk. And he talks extremely intelligently. And obviously, we know that Arteta has a great grasp of English. At one point, he was being considered to play for England because he's lived in this country for so long. So we knew he was a good communicator. The analytical skills were the things that I liked in terms of how he kind of assessed what some of the issues may be. In fact, one of the things he mentioned in the interview on Arsenal.com was the fact that he has an idea of what the issues are and what is holding the players back, but he plans to kind of address that with them separately and obviously away from the cameras. So I found that to be interesting. He's obviously very keen on giving the young players a chance. Arteta, prior to leaving Arsenal, was often given chances to manage the youngsters. And obviously since then, he mentioned the fact that he's had a good relationship with Per Mertesacker, and him and Per stay in touch. Supposedly Per's made some infrastructural changes. Obviously we knew that Per relieved a lot of people from their jobs. So he says he's made a lot of infrastructural changes, and subsequently he feels that he will have a good chance to get the very best talent through. He believes in the idea that if you're good enough, you're old enough. So that suggests someone that's going to have a lot of emphasis on youth and energy. He kept mentioning the word energy. So he obviously wants a team that he can be energized from. So I do think we'll get very much a high intensity Arsenal side. So I guess that's going to please a lot of people. So yeah, for me, I liked the interview. I like the presser, but I actually like the interview. I'm a psychology guy, so I got more from the interview than I did from the presser. The presser was about performance. This one was more about an in-depth look at the man. And I feel a little bit better. Listen, I'm not going to tell you I'm Arteta in all of a sudden, because you know me, I'm not really a flip-floppy like that. I'm just not in my nature. But what I will say is that I at least feel a little bit more comfortable with him as head coach. Just a little bit. Whereas before, if I was being truthful for you, I think I was talking myself into it more than actually believing it. Whereas now I'm a little bit more like, all right, let's see. So I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we know that tomorrow's team won't be his, but it'll be interesting to see what team comes out for Bournemouth. That's for damn sure. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, please crush, please destroy, please click that like button. Let me see how many people in the chat room, just in case. Big up to everyone in the chat room. Big up to Mr. Gomez, as per usual. Arteta will end up being amazing. Mind my words. You mean mark my word, brother. All right. I hope you're right, Mr. Gomez. I hope you're right, brother. Martin Holby. Enjoy your stream, Chig. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Sexy Arteta. If you like that sort of thing. Am I buffering? Let me know. Am I buffering? Chat room, let me know, just in case. Yeah. Am I still lagging? Am I still lagging? Boy! A bit. Lag. All right, then, cool. Let me end this video and I'll go sort that out. I will be doing a preview of the game probably in the next 2 hours or so. So at 10 o'clock, I'll do a preview of the Everton versus Arsenal game. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'll tell you what, guys, because I ain't really spoken to you since last week. Let's do 10 minutes now. 10 minutes of chit chat. What do you guys think of the presser? I'll tell you what do you guys think of Mikel Arteta? Because all you've had is us YouTubers talking about Mikel Arteta, giving our opinions. Some have been ruder than others in terms of comments we get. But what do you guys think of Mikel Arteta? Do you think it's a good choice? Are you happy with it? Are you not happy with it? Let me know. Please do stick a like on this video as well, guys. Drive those likes through the roof. All good in the hood. No lag. Arteta will rebuild Arsenal. And Chig, you lovely fella. Thank you, Joseph. You charm me. Arteta analysis. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Yeah, I must admit, I wasn't expecting to be impressed. So maybe I'm being more gassed than I should be. But I like it when someone talks sense. And he talks sense. He does. He's displaying things that I'm enjoying. And even in just the way he speaks. Tears of joy, able to understand the press conference. And I knew people were going to come with that. I'm not necessarily talking about grasping English here, but I get the relief. I understand the relief. Yet to watch the presser, watch it. Honestly, I think the presser. There is a 5-minute version out there. I think I watched a slightly longer one, but there is a 5-minute version out there. Just for Arteta. Arsenal's first press conference or something like that. It'll pop up. I'm not Arteta in, but I'll give him time and a chance. Yeah, that's where I'm at, Joseph. That's where I'm at. I think he is tougher than we thought. Yeah, I think that's what it is, Tidy. I think that's what surprised me, actually, because I kind of had a Lee attitude about him as well, in that I just assumed he was Don Raul's puppet. But at least from the presser point of view, I can't stress this enough. From the presser point of view, he looks like someone who is prepared to make some decisions. So let's see. Anyone would sound good in a press conference after our last manager. Yeah, fair point. I just realized my audio would have been terrible the last 18 minutes. Sorry about that. Chib, it keeps buffering, bro. I'm not going on very long, Taib. I'll restart the computer shortly. I know why it's buffering. Let's put it that way. Love to see him succeed. He has a mountain to climb. Yeah, he does have a mountain to climb. It's perfect now. I saw Emre and Waitrose scratching his ass. One thing I will say though, fair play to Emre, because he did come out maybe a couple of hours ago and he just said that, gave Mikel Arteta his blessing to succeed him for the Arsenal job, and he thinks he'll do well. It was real classy stuff. He didn't need to say that. So yeah, it was a real classy attitude from him. Bad banter, audio's fine, Chig. All right, brother, no problem. He looks tough because he's just got into the job. Yeah, I'm with you. You say that though. Emre never looked tough. Not in his first one. Not in his first interview. He looked a bit sheepish and he looked nervous about trying to get the language right. So I think coincidentally, it never gave me this reassuring feeling like, okay, this could be my manager still. And he never gave me that impression. You never heard me say, "Oh yeah, I really loved his first press conference." Bear in mind, Arteta is not someone I want, and here's me talking that talk. Imagine Arteta gets Xhaka playing well. I'll one up you, Archie. Imagine Arteta actually sells Granit Xhaka. Instant Don stats. Instant. He looks tough because he just got into the job. I'm not Arteta in until we see improvement to the team. And then to me, that's sensible. That's kind of where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Emery's been slagging off Zijan. That will be something to see, Archie. The Arsenal job is no joke. I hope he does well. Emery is a classy guy. He is a classy guy. I had nothing against the man. No, nothing against the man. Listen, everybody's had a job that they didn't, that once they got into the job, not necessarily it was bigger than what they thought it was. It just wasn't what they thought it was. Everybody's had that experience, including apparently a football manager. Any information about Arteta's staff? So nothing's been confirmed as of yet. Steve Round is a hot favourite to join Arteta as his assistant. I'm still personally hoping for a couple of Man City coaches as well. Freddie is staying on board as part of the staff, as is Per. Per's going back to his academy position. Also, keep in mind, guys, this will be a Freddie team, a Freddie-led team tomorrow. Arteta is watching from the stands, but this is going to be a Freddie team tomorrow. Emery used to talk way too fast. Yeah. I could see Arteta getting the best out of Ceballos. You know what, Jon Snow? Me and you don't agree on a lot. I agree on that. I agree on that. I've got a feeling because they played the exact same position. They're both Spanish. Surely. Arteta. We got Arteta. Poor man Xavi. We got Arteta. Jimbo. Emirates versus Chelsea will be fire. I'm a bit confused. He has a 3.5-year contract. Yep, he does. He does, a 3.5-year one. What's confusing about that? That's true. Emery wasn't convincing. God help us if the backroom staff says the way it is. Let's be positive. Freddie is linked with Malmo. Go for him, go get it. If he wants to go elsewhere to improve his managerial experience, good luck to Freddie. Good luck to him. God help us if the back staff says stays the same, especially defensively. Chig, I'm so glad my favorite legend is our manager. You can't be serious. You want an experienced manager. Emery was an experienced guy. Did perform. He performed poor. Stop this negative talks. Let's get him back and support the negativity. All right. Could someone ask Calvin what I was being negative about? Because I'm apart from the fact that what he said doesn't make any form of sense. Could someone ask him? Because I'll only get mad, and I don't want to get mad. I'm sick of getting mad on people like this that are looking for rises. Because I thought I was being all right. I thought I was being reasonably positive. So could someone ask him? Because I don't want to. I don't want to get mad. I'm not even going to address this question. Imagine Xabi Alonso was assistant manager. I think Xabi Alonso has already distanced himself from that. It would be bounce with Liverpool if we managed to get Xabi Alonso as assistant. Let's be positive. I don't really know much about the guy. If Arteta is a legend, then I'm James Bond. Oh, Lord. over 100 people watching. Please do stick a like on this video, guys. Guys are amazing on a Friday night to be watching my podcast, but thank you. Appreciate it. Please do stick a like on this video, though. Drive them likes up, 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 all the way up. If Arteta's a legend, I'm James Bond. If Real Madrid transfer offer 30 million plus Sabas, it's a fantastic consideration for Arteta. First bit of business. What you mean for Aubameyang? I would absolutely take it. But you're right. That would be very interesting. Liked. Thank you, Bad Banter. Appreciate it, my bro. We have to unite as Arsenal fans. John Silver. Big up, John Silver. I ain't seen you in time. Arteta recently spoke very well in the press conference. Yeah, that's what I've been saying, man. That's what I've been saying. He talks the talk. He talks the talk. He spoke very well. Even I was impressed. I was very impressed. It's about walking that walk now, though, most importantly. Yeah, and his interview was good. Sorry, his interview as well was good. Spoke about wanting to be dominant and aggressive. Yeah. Gotta admit, those are the words that you want to hear as an Arsenal fan. Who gets a Premier League club as their first job, especially Arsenal? That was my whole thing, but it is what it is now. He's the manager, so what can we say? Chig, apparently Alonso is going to replace Arteta at Man City as his assistant. Oh, well, then there you go then. That's why he's distanced himself from the Arsenal one. As an American gooner, I think I know why they appointed Arteta. I think the Kroenkes hired Sean McCabe to coach the Rams. The dude has zero head coaching experience. Well, that's the rumor. They like their young coaches, don't they? And to fair to that McCabe guy, didn't he take them to the Super Bowl? Was it final? So you can see the theory. Whether it will work out or not is another question. And this ain't NFL, as Buster says, which is a fair point. Arteta is so composed. Hope he can transfer winning mentality to the team. I was impressed with Emery about how well he knew the players, but look how that went. Well, yeah, that's the thing. My man had a dossier, but he couldn't say the word dossier. So it's just sorry. It's true though, but sorry. Should have said that. It's not negotiable. One time. Latest peeps, I need to sleep. Omar always needs to sleep when I'm about. I'm going to take offense to this. Ben, that's wrong. The players can't impress. Why are you expecting miracles? People think that Chig is Arteta out because he doesn't back him until he proves himself. Arteta needs to impress us before getting backed. Exactly. It's not even that. It's just a case of, oh, well, Chig, why are you Arteta in? I don't know him as a coach to say when I'm Arteta in. What I'm saying to you is I'm not Arteta out. I'm prepared to open my eyes, pay attention. He's not done anything to me. So, I'm just keeping an open mind. Tomorrow is going to be the early game. Might watch it. Oh, is it the early game tomorrow? Flip. I've left my preview so late. I might fix that. I didn't realize it was the early game. I actually thought it was the late evening one. Oh, it actually is. It's 12:30 as well. You need to learn how to acknowledge opinions. So many saying he's inexperienced. It's so late, Chig. Sorry to have offended you. I'm joking, Omar. Don't worry. This thing taught me to Too many Gunners are up. Agreed, Wobble. Agreed. Ozil injured. Yes. Flipping heck. I'll give him a chance to support him. I'll give him a chance, but we'll support him. Ozil or Xhaka, what to be sold? Ozil, just because I think he's more difficult to get off the books. But ideally, both. Prediction for tomorrow, I'll be doing a preview, and I'll let you know on the preview. So keep an eye out for that. Literally, I'll be an hour and a half away from doing the preview. What players do I prefer? From what? Hey, Bon, what do you mean? All right, one more question. I'm out of here. One more question. Over 100 people watching, only 54 likes. Something going on here. Quickly, please do stick a like on this video. I'm going to be back in an hour and a half. Literally. And when I say an hour and a half, there's going to be no latent thing here. As soon as it hits 10 o'clock UK time, I'm going live. I'm doing a preview. Then I'm out. So do keep an eye out for that. Ozil pulled a hamstring. Is that an actual thing, or are people just talking that talk? Ozil has a brain injury. Brain cramp. That's his injury. Ozil's assist king of Fortnite. Gerard. Top four is gone. It's all about the Europa League. Let's go, Arteta. Yeah, I can understand that. All right. Well, please do stick a like on this video. I'll be back in an hour and a half. 1 hour and a half. I'll be back. Please do stick a like on this video. Like I said, get people noticing the channel, guys. I'll be back in an hour and a half. I've said that about 18 times. I know. I'll be back in an hour and a half, one more time, to do the preview, and we'll go through the game, go through a couple more questions. I'll give you my predictions. You'll see my starting lineup, and we'll go from there. All right, I'm out of here. Take care. Peace. I guess new era, new manager.